Hey yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? It's your big bro Danny Bays up in the tube, and let's get tuned in. Back with another one, man. Back with another one. And in Zanzi get active, we get reactive. Yeah. Stumbled across a very interesting take from the brother. The brother Tattooed Poppy spoke about a very interesting topic, and I thought, yeah, I like the take. I like what he spoke about, and I thought, you know what? Let me just react, give it my 2 cents, and yeah, because I think it's a very interesting one, the way he unpacks black privilege, and I thought, just to have an extra input on how we can view black privilege could be a little bit different. Maybe we can give it a little bit of a different spin from what he would ordinarily define as black privilege. So let's check it out.
Black privilege, the perceived freedom within the black community to say insensitive, racist, or xenophobic things about people of other ethnicities and nationalities without facing real accountability.
The colors apparently chow each other, chief.
Siblings.
You don't know.
No,
but I believe that because colors are crazy.
Oh.
Colors are crazy.
Crazy in that way.
They chow each other, those are
So I can
I've
say
dated
that.
a color,
You've
but
dated a
then I
colour,
just
so
know
crazy.
they're crazy mentally, but not to
If you're
that point,
mentally
bro.
crazy, then of course you'd sleep with your cousin.
My first encounter with black privilege was when I was in high school. I was chilling at a petrol station with my girlfriend. I just come from inside the store. I was buying snacks and I just filled up with petrol. So my girlfriend and I are chilling in the car, we're eating the snacks. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, this police car pulls up next to us and the police in the car jump out. You would swear that the petrol station was getting robbed, the way these people jumped out of that car. They rush to our car and tell us to get the fuck out of the car. My girlfriend and I exit the car. As I exit the car, the one police officer looks me dead in the eye and says, "What the fuck are you sniffing? What drugs are you sniffing?" Immediately, I'm like, bruh, I'm not sniffing anything. We just here eating snacks. Next thing, this guy continues to swear and harass us. And then he says, yeah, it's our time now. You had your time. It's our time now. And this wasn't the only time I've experienced this with the police.
Okay, yeah. Before he continues, I understand that as a first encounter and how uncomfortable it is, And then in relation to his first encounter, I would say one of my multiple first encounters is much more similar to his, where it's around 7 p.m. at night. I'm driving from wherever I'm driving from, going home with my father's car. I'm still a teenager by then. I didn't own a car at all. And the guys stopped me. They stopped me. They say, yo, get the fuck off the car. Where were you? Get the fuck off the car. Open up the car. Search the car. They're looking for alcohol. What's the alcohol? Are you drunk? What did you steal? Are you a thief? Huh? What do you have over here? They search everything. And they're like, yeah, we'll show you who you are. We'll show you who we are. You guys are full of shit around here in the hood. That's also my encounter of black privilege. One of many, by the way. And I'm not colored. So the difference between his encounter and my encounter is the fact that the insult that they used against him is different from mine, because I'm not colored. They couldn't use the same insult. They said, it's our time now. And then with mine, what they actually said was, yeah, we'll show you who you are, who we are, because you guys are full of shit. I'm innocent. I haven't done anything. So what's the difference? I think the common denominator, besides us being profiled for driving certain cars and being outside at night doing whatever we're doing, they also do it even during the day. The difference is the last part, and what is it that they said to him as compared to what they said to me, which is a very interesting part. So could we say they got away with it because they are black? Because I was also insulted, and the insult wasn't fair. Did they get away with it because they are black? And the other question that I would raise is, does it mean any other black person can say that and get away with it? Because I'm also at a receiving end of all the other injustices in the hands of the cops. That's the other question that I would pose. Let's listen first.
I was with a group of friends, experienced the exact same thing. The police officer said the exact same thing. It's as though it's the same police officer, just with a different face. Same programming. This person is deployed by SAPS to harass everyone that isn't black and make them understand that it is their time now.
Go and fight for a country. We fought for.
What did you fight? When were you born? When were you born? Were you fight? That's the thing.
Yeah, I understand. It says it's like this person has been deployed by SAPS to harass any person who isn't black. An interesting example is that the person that this policeman is harassing now is also black. My other experience of the brutality of the SAPS officials was, at the time, I remember at the time I was in Pretoria, living in Pretoria. I had a girl that I was dating, so I went to fetch her at around between 9 and 10 p.m. at night. So I parked on the side of the road, parked properly. The cops come. The vehicle was unmarked, and it was a minibus taxi, unmarked. The guys were not wearing police uniform. And then they stopped right next to me, flashed the light in my eyes. I decided to drive off. The reason I drove off was because I felt uncomfortable. I mean, I felt like I was being hijacked. So I drove off, and I didn't drive off fast. I just drove off slowly. I thought, why are these people bothering? Let me drive around just for my safety. Or because I knew when I drove off, I knew that there was a roadblock ahead because I passed it on my way there. I said, let me drive back to that roadblock and see what these guys will do. I drove off. The guys followed with an unmarked minibus taxi. Hooted. I put up my hand and said, okay, no, it's fine, come, because I know I'm driving to a safer spot. So I'm driving towards the roadblock. As I arrived at the roadblock, that's why I stopped my car and I tried to get off the car. Get off the car. The guys open my door, drag me out of the car, throw me on the floor, beat me up. Assaulted me in front of the traffic cops at the roadblock. I'm screaming, thinking these guys are trying to hijack me. I'm telling the officials by the roadblock that I've been hijacked. I'm screaming, I've been hijacked. The officials at the roadblock are laughing at me. They're like, yeah, arrest him. These boys are full of shit. They're all laughing because they know each other. I didn't know. The guys put me inside the car, the vehicle, put me in handcuffs. The other guy now drove my car. They put me in handcuffs and put me in the minibus taxi on the way to get my blood taken to be tested for alcohol. Mind you, I didn't even drink by then. And then on the way to get my blood taken, this guy is like, the guy's in the car. Yeah, we'll show you who you are. You're disrespecting us. You guys are full of disrespect. You're full of shit. You know, harassment type of language. And I'm telling them, but I didn't see that you guys were cops. Your guys are unmarked. Your car is unmarked. You're not wearing police uniform. How do I know that I'm not being hijacked? Because it's not safe out there. And the guys told me straight to my face, we're going to show you who we are. Just because you're accusing us of hijacking you, we're going to lock you up tonight. You're going to sleep in the police cells. Tried explaining that no, it's unfair, but they told me we'll prove to you who we are. We're not going to be disrespected by you. And then I was locked up for hours, extra hours, because they took me out around 4 or 5 p.m. the next day. I had to sleep in a jail cell for something that I didn't even know, because I wasn't even drinking and I was accused of being drunk. So what's the black privilege in that? The difference between his story and mine, I would say, is that the words that they use against me, if I was colored, they would have maybe said, it's our time now. The time has passed. Because I'm black, they can't use that, but they use another way. They're like, yeah, it's like an abuse of power. They tell me, we'll prove to you who we are. Why do you have to prove to me? You know, If I was colored, it's our time now. Why is it your time now? What did I do to you? And it begs a question. Is this really black privilege? Because no any other person can get away with that. What I mean by that is what they said was racist. And for racist statement, there could be recourse. You could take them to the Human Rights Commission if you are able to have sufficient proof for racism. It could be a legal issue where they have to be held accountable for the words they say. With black privilege, a lot of times there's no law that holds people accountable with that privilege. That's the difference between the two cases. So I personally don't think it would be fair to categorize this as black privilege, because with black privilege there's no legal recourse, but with this one there is certainly legal recourse that you could take to hold them accountable for the things they say. And the other thing is what they're doing it to every other person. The difference is the wording that they would use to justify their misbehaviors would be different with the other person. White privilege, me and him, we would experience white privilege all the time in the hands of this corruption when we drive from a similar location. It's me and a white person and an Indian person. It has happened a lot of times where we drive together from Groove, we're going back home. I remember there was a time where we got stopped, all of us, from the same location, coming back from the same location, going back home. Then we get stopped, their car gets stopped, I get put in the back of the car, they let them go, no testing, nothing to check if they're drunk or not. I get locked up, they take my blood, still waiting for the results to this day, and I get locked up. All the white people that we're with never got stopped. They told them to pass because they were white. When you get locked up in a jail cell at night for drinking and driving, even though you were sober, you find yourself amongst other black people who have done all the other different crimes. Some stealing, some robberies, some are killers, a whole lot of different people, but no white people yet. We live in a country where a lot of us and white people do similar things. That's white privilege and a corrupt SEPS member. When they come together, both of them can express their privilege towards a common black person because he's at the mercy of both sides. I'm not saying the white person was supposed to be arrested. Just saying no one bets an eye. They let them go, and they are aware that they've been drinking because those people really do drink a lot. Let them go. Us get locked up, put in a jail cell. Is this black privilege? Is it black privilege when you prejudice against another black person as a black person? An example of black privilege that I've identified is if me and Papi were to go job searching for the same job at a predominantly colored area, maybe, or for a government job, positions that are at a predominantly colored area, I'm more likely to get a job than he is. A lot of state servants on the system are black people. Why is that? Is that black privilege? Does BEE favor me more than an ordinary colored person when it comes to these things? When a person who works for the state sees me coming and looking for a job, and they see tattooed Papi coming next to me, when they look at us, what's the difference? What do they see? Do they see me as a person who's previously disadvantaged and more deserving of the job than him? Or do they see us equally as people, South Africans that have been previously disadvantaged and deserve an opportunity to work for the state as well? Do they consider me more than they consider him? And if that's the case, isn't that black privilege? So these are the type of things that I ask myself. And honestly, the examples that he did are very good, but I don't think they qualify properly as examples of black privilege. I stand to be corrected. I think the same level of injustices he received, many black people do receive as well. The difference is the wording that these people use, and that wording is not because of their privilege, it's because of their position and their abuse of power. Because ordinary black people don't have a privilege like that. Don't get to do that. That's not a privilege. It's power and abuse of power for the sake of intimidation and trying to extort something from the next person. And stereotyping again, drugs. Why do you have to mention drugs? That's the typical stereotyping that happens on both ends of all the cultures and tribes, which is very unfair. Anyway, that's just my opinion. Again, when Mzansi get active, we get reactive. Let's come together again on another one. Until then, peace.